It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood and time for some adventure. Our travels today will be in western Indiana during our journey to visit as many covered bridges as we can in an afternoon. Spoiler, it was 27. Our journey starts on I-70 headed west to exit 41 in Greencastle. The Putnam County Courthouse is truly unique because it has a V1 rocket on the lawn, one of only two in the United States. The Dunbar Covered Bridge is the closest to Greencastle, one of three of the oldest in the county. Built in 1880 by farmers with timber cut on the Dunbar farm, it spans the Big Walnut Creek and is 174 feet long and 16 feet wide. The Ocala Covered Bridge is just down the road from the Three Fat Labs Resort. It gets its name from the former Ocala station along the old Big 4 Railroad. It spans Big Walnut Creek and is 152 feet long and 16 feet wide. Big Rocky Fork Bridge, built in 1900, is 88 feet long, 16 feet wide, and spans the Big Rocky Fork Creek. Mansfield, Indiana is famous for their 10-day covered bridge festival, which brings hundreds of thousands of people to this quiet village every year. The Mansfield Covered Bridge was built in 1867 and spans 247 feet across the Big Raccoon Creek. It is the second longest covered bridge in Parke County. Conley's Ford Bridge was built in 1906 and crosses the Big Raccoon Creek. It is 212 feet long. The Bridgeton Covered Bridge is Indiana's most famous covered bridge. It was first built in 1868. It was burnt by an arsonist in 2005 and rebuilt by a community of volunteers in 2006. The mill was originally established in 1823. The bridge is 267 feet long and crosses the Big Raccoon Creek. The Jeffries Ford Bridge used to be here. It was built in 1915 and destroyed by arson in 2002. It crosses the Big Raccoon Creek and was 222 feet long. Thorpe Ford Covered Bridge, built in 1912, is 181 feet long and spans the Big Raccoon Creek. The Roseville Covered Bridge, built in 1910, is 281 feet long and spans the Big Raccoon Creek. The Harry Evans Covered Bridge, built in 1908, is 81 feet long and spans the Rock Run Creek. A lot of covered bridges have cattle walks next to them to move livestock from one side of the river to the other during high water.
And they can still walk cattle across.
The Zach Cox covered bridge, built in 1908, is 72 feet long and spans the Rock Run Creek. The Nevins covered bridge, built in 1920, is 169 feet long and spans the Little Raccoon Creek. The Neat covered bridge, built in 1904, is 144 feet long and spans the Little Raccoon Creek. The McAllister covered bridge, built in 1914, is 144 feet long and spans the Little Raccoon Creek. The Crooks covered bridge, built in 1855, is 154 feet long and spans the Little Raccoon Creek. This is my favorite covered bridge. The State Sanatorium covered bridge, built in 1913, is 154 feet long and spans the Little Raccoon Creek. This bridge was built to haul coal to the State Sanatorium from mines 1 or 2 miles away. It is also the only bridge with lightning rods. The 65th Indiana General Assembly approved establishment and financing of the State Tuberculosis Hospital and Sanatorium on March 8, 1907. It was in full operation by the end of 1910. The sanatorium functioned as a city unto itself with a school, 3 doctors, 16 nurses, a dentist, electric and steam power plant, laundry, dairy, bakery, and chicken farm. In an era when it was established, the best cure for tuberculosis was fresh air, rest, and sunshine with good food. Beeson Bridge at Billy Creek Village, built in 1906, is 55 feet long and spans Williams Creek. The Catlin Covered Bridge at the Rockville Golf Course, built in 1907, is 72 feet long and spans the Bill Diddle Creek. The West Union Covered Bridge, built in 1876, is 337 feet long and spans Sugar Creek. It is notable for being the longest standing covered bridge in Parke County and one of the nation's best preserved examples of bird truss. The Amish community have maintained this beautiful structure. The Mill Creek Covered Bridge, built in 1907, is 112 feet long and spans the Wabash Mill Creek. The Bossier Ford Covered Bridge, built in 1915, is 92 feet long and spans Mill Creek. The Rush Creek Covered Bridge, built in 1904, is 95 feet long and spans Rush Creek.
Well, the light's not real good because of the shadows.
The Marshall Covered Bridge, built in 1917, is 74 feet long and spans Rush Creek.
Oh, that's a turkey. A bunch of turkeys.
Where'd he go?
I know, now I can't see. There he is. It's a pretty little house. Those I thought it was like mill miners, so I'm not sure what it's called.
The Jackson Covered Bridge, built in 1861, is 225 feet long and spans Sugar Creek in the forgotten town of Rockport.
Just got frustrated by this whole bridge. Not a covered bridge, but still pretty cool. Unforgiving. Get around this corner too fast, you're gonna hit a wall.
The Wilkins Mill covered bridge, built in 1906, is 120 feet long and spans Sugar Mill Creek.
We parked right over here, and they all came out. Cabin is for sale in Sugar Valley.
The Cox Ford covered bridge, built in 1913, is 176 feet long and spans Sugar Creek along the western edge of Turkey Run State Park in Parke County.
Oh yeah, where we loaded out. Oh yeah, he's down there. They're picking people up. Because there's other trucks on the side. Yeah, see, right over there. Oh, there it is down there.
The Narrows covered bridge, built in 1882, is 137 feet long and spans Sugar Creek at the eastern edge of Turkey Run State Park. It is the bridge that you canoe under when you do the canoe trips.